Hello, my creative and spooky friends. Are you in need of some last-minute Halloween decorations? Well, keep on watching because today we're making 2 spooky art pieces that are super easy and make a big statement in your home. Let's get into it. After making cheesecloth ghosts in my previous video, I was so inspired to make more ghostly things with this fabric. So naturally, when I saw this DIY by House of Vandal, I wanted to make my own version. I'm starting out with this frame that I got from Facebook Marketplace. It was originally silver and I painted it black a while ago. It has this simple but ornate pattern that I just love, and to me, it looked like it needed something spooky in it. The back of it opens kind of awkwardly and doesn't detach completely, so to get my measurement for our art, I'm taking a piece of paper and just mashing it in there so that it gets creased to the right size. And naturally, Hazel was supervising and she just wanted to come say hi to everyone. Then after our paper has been creased, I'm going to cut it along the creases to get the right size. This is going to be our guide for cutting the cardboard that our ghost will actually be on. So I'm tracing out the paper onto the cardboard. Then I'm taking an X-Acto knife to carefully cut along the lines. Make any adjustments needed to get the sizing just right. For the background, I'm using this black acrylic paint from Dollar Tree. Once that dries, it's time to make the ghost. I'm using this cheesecloth that I got from the craft section at Walmart. First, I want to cut a piece of fabric that's roughly the size I need and then lay it onto the board in a ghost shape. I'm using a sponge from Dollar Tree and I'm dabbing the Mod Podge onto the fabric. I have seen some people mix Mod Podge and water and get the fabric completely saturated, which is definitely a great technique as well. But I wanted my ghost to be kind of 3D and the wispy fabric to just hang off the frame. So that's why I'm only putting the Mod Podge where needed. This is it after one layer, and it was just a bit too transparent for me, so I'm adding another layer. You can get creative with this, but my one tip is to make its face area a bit flat so that it's easy to glue the eyes on later. You can add as many layers as you want to make it look more or less transparent. Next, you'll need some black paper, or you can just paint some black paint on a piece of paper and cut out the eyes in any size and shape you like. I'm gluing this on with a little more of that Mod Podge. Be sure to watch this video until the very end to see the final result because I'll be decorating my entire buffet incorporating today's DIYs. Putting this back in the frame, I'm just going to make sure that my 3-dimensional wispy fabric that's hanging off the frame is not getting stuck underneath the frame itself and that it comes out to the front side and lays nicely over the frame. You'll see what I mean when I show you the reveal. When I saw this photo from the CT Colonial, that witch picture frame was just begging to be DIY'd, and I knew I had the perfect oval frame for it already. This was originally a brown color, and I sprayed it gold several years ago to use with my wedding decor, but I haven't used it since. It's so beautiful and ornate, and it deserves a purpose, so today we're giving it one. First, we'll measure out the size of the art by tracing the frame onto the cardboard so our art is nice and sturdy. Then I'm taking my X-Acto knife again to carefully cut out that shape. And now we have our canvas. But before we get started on the art, let's go ahead and paint our frame so that it can be drying. I'm cleaning it up with a wipe, and it's a good thing because it was really dirty. You definitely always want to clean things before you paint them so you don't paint down any dust or dirt. Then I'm taking my Rust-Oleum flat black spray paint and making sure it gets into all the small details. I'm sealing it with this Rust-Oleum clear matte spray. While that dries, we're going to work on the art piece. You'll need some newspaper. This is the part that I took some liberties on. As a reminder, here is the inspiration picture, and it just has a plain crumpled paper in the background. I wanted mine to reflect a little more of my style, and I just love the look of old newspaper or book pages for Halloween. To me, it just looks so spooky. So that's why I'm using newspaper for my background. I'm cutting my newspaper into random shapes and sizes. Next, I'm using Mod Podge and my Dollar Tree sponge brush to coat the cardboard. Then you can just start sticking the newspaper to it randomly, but covering any gaps. You can even crumple it up first to give it more of an aged look. When all the paper is on, cover the entire thing in another layer of Mod Podge. I went ahead and cut off the excess at this point. Then let it dry. There are a lot of options for witch silhouettes online, so once you find one you like, you can print it and trace it, or you can do what I did, which was zoom in on it really big on my iPad and trace it onto a piece of paper. Once you have your shape, cut it out, and this now has become your stencil. Trace the stencil on the center of the newspaper board. And now it's time to make this thing come to life. I'm taking this black acrylic paint from Dollar Tree to fill in the witch shape. Once that dries, we can assemble it all back into the frame. If you want to add just one more level of creepiness to it, you can add some spider webs to it like I did here. A strategy I recently learned is to make the webs really thin and wispy because it looks a lot more realistic that way. Decorating is arguably one of the best parts of DIYing, when you can finally see your hard work displayed in a beautiful way. I'm really excited about how my buffet is styled for Halloween this year. Here's the finished look. I hope these DIYs gave you some inspiration for your own decor. There are still a few more days until Halloween, so make sure you check out my other Halloween videos for even more easy and spooky DIYs. I'll see you next time.